The State of Origin window has arrived. We are 12 rounds into the NRL season, and that means we are halfway through 2022. You can start to really make some assessments about where each team stands as we approach that time of year where the whips start cracking, and it's very, very clear that there is one true favourite in this competition. It's the Penrith Panthers and then Daylight. They have won 11 of their first 12. They only had that round 9 slip up against the Parramatta Eels, but have since beaten Melbourne and the Sydney Roosters. They look a really, really strong football team. Of course, they accounted for the North Queensland Cowboys on Friday evening in round 12, and they look a really, really strong side. Obviously, the big question around Penrith is their depth, or how is their depth this year? It's going to be obviously tested during Origin. How will they go if they get serious injuries at crunch time? But they're looking in a very, very good spot. Of course, the Melbourne Storm are the next best. They've had a couple of rough weeks with injuries. Ryan Pappenhausen's going to come back at some point. Harry Grant obviously missed their win over Manly on the weekend, and Jerome Hughes returned in what was a big in for the club. They're looking very, very strong, Melbourne as well. Then there's that next tier of teams, I suppose you could say, with Parramatta, Cronulla and the Roosters. Obviously, Cronulla, there's some real question marks around them at the moment with a couple of losses. The Eels and the Roosters are hanging around, and they have the potential to find the right form during the second half of the year. Then you've got the surprise packets, the Broncos and the Cowboys. They've been excellent, well a bit above expectations. Obviously, the Cowboys had that loss to Penrith on the weekend. You start to question a little bit about where they're at. The Broncos obviously heavily rely on Adam Reynolds, but have continued winning nonetheless without him over the last fortnight. The two disappointments so far for mine, Manly Sea Eagles and South Sydney Rabbitohs, both on the fringe or outside the top 8 at the moment. They've been pretty ordinary by the standards they set for themselves last year. And then you've got this battle for the top 8 breaking out, potentially 2 or 3 spots down the bottom between sides like the Dragons, Raiders, Warriors, Knights and Titans, who are probably all still in the mix at this stage. And then you've got the spoon battle between the Tigers and the Bulldogs. So that is the state of play after 12 weeks. We are halfway through the season. Obviously, the Origin window has the potential to mix things up and shake the competition to its core, but it's hard to see too much changing at the moment on those groups, and certainly it's going to take an absolute mission and a half for anyone to stop Penrith going back to back this season, just the way they've been playing so far.